Hello students. In this video, I'll be solving problems in organic chemistry chapter and that is ethers. Let us see question number 1. They have started with the Grignard reagent. Okay, what is the Grignard reagent? Grignard reagent is RMgX, right? And this is a charged species R minus, Mgx is plus, right? R minus can act as the nucleophile, negatively charged. Nucleophile is negatively charged. And here we have got a epoxide molecule. This is known as the epoxide. Then intermediate A is formed. Then it is a acid hydrolyzed to give the major product. Now you know that nucleophile can attack the carbon atom. Okay, both the carbon have got similar arrangement. So this carbon is a sp3 hybridized. Nucleophile easily attacks the sp3 carbon atom and the leaving group here, what is that? Oxygen, and becomes O minus. So therefore we get A. I'll be writing here that is a benzene ring attached to the CH2, then single bond CH2, then we'll get O minus, right? O minus. Where that MgX goes or MgBr goes, MgBr will be attached to the O minus atom, right? So there is a addition product. This is the addition product that is formed, addition product. Then this compound is subjected to acid H plus hydrolysis. Okay, acid hydrolysis. During acid hydrolysis, what will happen? This O minus will take H plus, right? Yeah, therefore we get a benzene ring attached to the CH2 and CH2OH. Can you tell me the product, the functional group? The functional group is alcohol. The functional group is alcohol. Now you have to identify what type of alcohol is this. Okay. So before that, let me take a CH3, CH2OH. What is this? This is alcohol. This is known as what? Ethanol. Correct? This is known as ethanol. And this compound, major product B, is derivative ethanol. We'll number the carbon atom. Function group is there on the carbon number 1, right? This is the carbon number 2. Carbon number 2 is attached to what? Benzene. Now benzene is a substituent, so it should be called as phenyl. So on second carbon atom there is a phenyl. So it is a 2-phenyl and the main molecule is ethanol. So it is a 2-phenyl ethanol. So can you find out the answer now? Option number B is the answer, right? Yes. Question number 2. Which of the following reaction is or are possible or feasible? Now if you see here, they are given alkyl halide. First compound is the alkyl halide. First compound is the alkyl halide. And second one is the sodium salt of the alkoxide. It is the sodium alkoxide, correct? Sodium alkoxide. So what is the general formula of the alkyl halide? Rx. And sodium alkoxide is RO minus Na plus. Generally, alkoxides are nucleophiles. It can act as the nucleophile, correct? It acts as the nucleophile. Nucleophile attacks the carbon atom containing the halogen. Halogen goes out. Now we'll get to sodium halide. So we'll get now ROR, ROR. So that we'll get ether. Can you identify this reaction? This is a famous reaction, and this reaction is called as Williamson's synthesis, right? This is known as the Williamson's synthesis, correct? Now, ether should be formed, okay? Yeah, let's see the first one. See here, the nucleophile tertiary butoxide can easily attack smaller alkyl halide and the Br goes out. So we'll get the product CH3, CH2 attached to oxygen, then the tertiary butyl group, right? So reaction is possible. What about reaction B? Now see here, this is the sodium ethoxide, CH3CH2, ethyl, oxygen minus. So the ethoxide. Now ethoxide we expect nucleophile to attack the carbon atom and the Cl should go out. But problem is that this compound, this is the tertiary butyl chloride. This is bulkier. So this is bulkier. Now what will happen? The nucleophile cannot attack the carbon atom in the bulkier group. So what will happen? So this cannot act as the now nucleophile. Instead, they'll act as the base. So what is the use of base? Base is one which can abstract the acidic hydrogen. Okay. And the reaction is called as the elimination reaction. Elimination. That means you have to bring about dehydrohalogenation reaction. Dehydrohalogenation reaction. Correct? That means this reaction is not possible. Instead, what will happen? This alkoxide will abstract acidic hydrogen, the hydrogen which is next to the carbon chlorine. Okay, so now it becomes what? It becomes CH2 and hydrogen removed will get double bond. Dehydrohalogenation, you know that it will give alkene, then C, single bond CH3, then CH3, right? So we'll get isobutene as the actual product, main product. Okay, we'll not get ether. So what is the answer now? Answer is option number A, right? Question number 2, answer is option number A, right? Yes. Question number 3. In the following reaction sequence, structure of P and Q respectively. Okay. Now see here, the given compound contains ether linkage. There is ether. Okay, ether is there. Then there is a CH2Br. Alkyl halide is also there. Alkyl halide group. Okay. Benzene attached to alkyl halide. Alkyl it is. Then HBr is given. Then sodium metal is given. Now let me write a general equation. Suppose there is a ether ROR dash. It can react to the HBr, H plus and Br minus. So what will happen now in this case? You know that H plus should go to the oxygen to form OH. Then Br minus act as the nucleophile. Nucleophile generally attack the smaller alkyl group. Assume that R dash is the smaller alkyl group. So what will happen now? Bond breaks between oxygen and R dash. So we'll get now R, OH alcohol and R dash Br, right? So we'll apply now to this molecule. So what is the molecule given? So we have got a benzene ring attached to oxygen, that is ether here, then CH2, one more CH2, then attached to benzene here. Okay. Then we have got a CH2Br. Now treat this with HBr, H plus and Br minus. So H plus goes along with the oxygen to form OH. Now Br minus nucleophile should attack the carbon atom of the benzene or should attack the CH2 on the alkyl group. Which one is it? Which one is easier now? Nucleophile generally attack the sp3 carbon atom. So this is the sp3 carbon atom and the bond breaks here, right? So therefore we get the product benzene ring attached to OH, okay? And then we have got CH2, 3 carbon atoms, CH2, and Br is attached, right? This is the product P, right? P. Then there is a sodium. Remember, sodium comes in reverse reaction, sodium comes in a Fittig reaction, sodium comes in a reverse Fittig reaction, right? Now, this is a bromine atom like alkyl halide. Also, there is on benzene like CH2Br, correct? Let me treat this with the sodium metal. How many moles required? 2 moles. So what is the side product now? In the reverse reaction, 2 moles of sodium bromide. So what will happen now? So we'll get a benzene ring, right? Benzene ring attached to the OH. Then CH2, how many times CH2? 3 times. CH2, then CH2. Br has gone now. One more CH2 on benzene, then connect this one. Okay, which can be written as benzene ring containing the OH group, correct? After that, we have got carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3, carbon number 4, then benzene carbon, 5th carbon, and benzene carbon, 6th carbon. That means it can form the cyclic compound 6-membered ring. It can form 6-membered ring. Can you identify the answer now? So answer is option number, which one? D is the answer. See, you are given compound P and compound Q. They are given here intramolecular product. What is intramolecular product? Intramolecular product means, okay, using the same carbon chain on the molecule, a ring is formed. Intramolecular product. Okay, right? Yes. Question number 4. Consider the following two methods. First method is given. You can see that a type of alkyl halide. This is the alkyl halide. Alkyl halide. Then they are given sodium methoxide. It is a Na plus, O minus, Me stand for methyl. Okay. So act as the nucleophile. It acts as the nucleophile. Correct? Yes. Here also we have got alkyl halide. Alkyl halide. And here also we have got sodium tertiary butoxide. Tertiary butoxide. Okay. Question is, which of the following is correct for the formation of ether? Remember, whenever there is an alkyl halide and the sodium salt of the alcohol, the reaction is called as the Williamson's reaction to form ether. Williamson's. So let me write on the first method. So they are given Br atom is attached to the carbon, and that carbon in turn attached to how many carbon atoms? 3 more carbon atoms in the form of CH3. So this is the tertiary butyl bromide. Reacts with sodium methoxide, Na plus, O minus, CH3. Here. Now this can act as the nucleophile. We can assume nucleophile. Nucleophile generate the carbon atom and the bromine atom should go out, leaving group. But this is not possible. Why? Because the alkyl halide is a bulkier molecule. Nucleophile cannot come closer to the carbon atom. Bulkiness is more. Therefore, it cannot act as the nucleophile now. It acts as the base. So what is the use of base? Base generally takes up what? H plus ion. Correct? Yes. Okay. So this can take up nucleophile. Now become the base, can take up acidic hydrogen present on the neighboring carbon atom. Therefore, we expect the product as dehydrohalogenated product. That means it should form alkene. CH2C, CH3, single bond CH3. We get alkene as the product. Remember, alkene. So this is a dehydrohalogenating agent. Okay, right. So we'll go for the second one, second method. What is the second method? They're given simple methyl bromide. What is methyl bromide? CH3Br. Okay. Then tertiary butoxide. Okay. Tertiary butoxide. Na plus. Then O minus. Attach the carbon atom. T means tertiary. Bu means butyl. So it is a tertiary butoxide now. Okay. Now this can act as the nucleophile. Nucleophile can easily attack the smaller alkyl halide, though there is no bulkiness. So directly nucleophilic substitution takes place to give CH3O, C, CH3 3 times on the same carbon atom. Correct? So second one will give actually the ether. Second one will give the ether. First one gives what? First one gives alkene. So what is the answer now? Answer is option number 2. Second one is the answer. Method 2 can be used to prepare ether. Correct? Yes. Question number 5. among the compounds A and B with the molecular formula C9H18O3. A is having higher boiling point than B. The possible structure of A and B are, now see, they are given higher boiling point of A compared to B. Boiling point depends on type of the bonding between the two molecules or interaction, either bonding or interaction between the two molecules. Interaction. Now, what are the bonding or interaction we speak about? We can speak about dipole-dipole interaction. Dipole-dipole interaction. Okay. We can also speak about hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding. Now, suppose there are OH groups in the molecule or NH groups in the molecule or HF in the molecule. These can form hydrogen bonding. Now, whenever hydrogen bonding is there, their boiling points generally greater compared to those molecules without the hydrogen bonding. Now we have to select the answer wherein A should have the hydrogen bonding in terms of OH group. It is available in option number C and option number D, correct. Then B compound should have the lower boiling point. See here, B contains OH, B contains OH, B contains OH. Their boiling points are very close to each other. Okay. But you have to find out that molecule of B wherein boiling point difference is large enough. So I can go for option number B, option number D. So OH groups are involved in the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So boiling point is more, and OCH3 are not involved in the hydrogen bonding. Therefore, their boiling points are generally less. Okay. So in this case, we can go for answer as option number D, right? Let's move on to question number 6. What are the products of the reaction shown below? Here, we have got bromine atom attached directly to the benzene. Then you have got here, can you see here, oxygen? There is a ether linkage. Ether is the functional group. Then they are given HCl, H plus and Cl minus. So, suppose there is a ether, ROR dash, and it reacts, say, HCl, then you write on H plus along with the oxygen. And Cl minus is the nucleophile, should attack the carbon atom. Okay, should attack the carbon atom, which is less hindered. So it should not be bulkier now. So assume this R dash is a smaller alkyl group. Remember, the allied ion attack the smaller alkyl group. So we get ROH plus R dash Cl. Now let me take the example. Okay. So we have got a benzene ring. Okay. Attached to Br. Correct. Then oxygen. Then there is a CH. Correct. CH is there. Then there is a CH3 and there is a CH3, correct. Okay. So let us treat this with the HCl, H plus and Cl minus. You know that H plus should go always along with the oxygen. Cl minus either should attack the benzene ring carbon, which is a sp2 hybridized, or should attack the carbon atom, which is a sp3 carbon atom. Okay. So it is easy to attack the sp3 carbon atom. So nucleophile easily attack the sp3 carbon atom. Okay. So therefore we'll get the product benzene ring attached to the OH. Then there is a Br, correct? Br plus, okay, Cl, then CH, CH3 two times on the same carbon atom, right? So we'll name the compound. This you know that is a phenol. Which phenol it is? Meta-bromophenol. Meta-bromophenol. Right? Meta-bromophenol. Then this compound can be written as CH3 twice attached to the same carbon atom. It has got hydrogen. Then chlorine should be there. Right? See the options now. Meta-bromophenol is there in option number 1 and option number C. And CH3 twice CH is there only on option number A. So therefore, what is the answer? Option number A is the answer. Right? Question number 7. How many of the following are polar aprotic solvent? Now, what do you mean by polar? Polarity. Polarity means, let me take simplest example, hydrogen fluoride. Due to electronegative difference, we have got delta plus and delta minus. We write a dipole moment. We write dipole moment from positive part to the negative part. Dipole moment. When such condition arises, we call it as the polarity. They plus or minus. What do you mean by aprotic solvent? Aprotic solvent means they should not be hydrogen on electronegative element. For example, OH should not be there. NH should not be there. HF should not be there. Hydrogen atom should not be there on the more electronegative element. Okay. And if there is a OH, NH, and HF, it is the protic solvent. It will become the protic solvent. Okay. And according to the question, this should not be there. So we'll go for the first one, P compound. Okay, P compound. So they are given ether linkage. Then there is okay, altogether 5-membered ring. Now see here, this is CH2, this is CH2. Oxygen is electronegative, carbon is electropositive. So we write, okay, dipole moment. Polarity is there. Polarity is there, but oxygen does not contain. Does not contain. Therefore, P is polar aprotic solvent. Right? Let me take Q. Diethyl ether. Ether is O. Right? Then diethyl. CH2, CH3. Ethyl. Both the sides. CH2 and CH3. Correct? Yeah. Now, carbon and oxygen you take. One side let me take. Oxygen is electronegative. Carbon is electropositive. Polarity is there. But oxygen is not attached to the hydrogen. So Q is also polar aprotic solvent, correct? Right? Next, let me take R compound, benzene. Okay, benzene. Right? Benzene. Here we have got carbon. Carbon attached to hydrogen. Then here also we have got carbon. Carbon attached to hydrogen. Here, electronegative difference is not that much. Moreover, this is a symmetric molecule. It's a non-polar molecule. This is a non-polar molecule. So, R doesn't come in the picture. Next, S. S is the ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is a CH3, CH3, CH2, OH. Hydrogen electropositive, oxygen electronegative, I can write. So it is a polar molecule. Polar, but it is a protic solvent. Okay. So S also doesn't come in the picture. Correct. Now, T compound you see. T compound is known as the dioxane compound. Dioxane. Okay. Compound dioxane. This is similar. T is similar that of the P actually. Correct. This is also polar aprotic solvent. So T comes in the picture here. Next one, U. What is petrol? Petrol is a hydrocarbon. Carbon atoms ranging from 5 carbon to maximum 40 carbon atom. Petrol mixture it is. Hydrocarbon. Let me take simplest hydrocarbon. Okay. Simplest hydrocarbon to explain this one. Let me take simplest one, CH3CH. Let me take ethane. There is no electronegative difference. Okay. So it is not much of the polar. Okay. Almost non-polarities. So U also doesn't come in the picture here. Okay, is not there. Then we'll go for V. V is the acetone. What is acetone? Acetone formula is a CH3, CO, CH3. Correct? Acetone, propanone. Or I can also write CH3, C, double bond O and CH3. Correct? Oxygen is more electronegative. Carbon is electropositive. So it is a polar, but oxygen doesn't have hydrogen here, correct? Therefore, this is a polar, but aprotic solvent. So V comes into the picture. Next one, Q they are given. Q is a DMSO. What is DMSO? That is a dimethyl sulfoxide. Let me write the structure of dimethyl sulfoxide. Okay. Dimethyl sulfoxide, DMSO. Okay. Sulfoxide, sulfur with oxygen. Sulfoxide, dimethyl, CH3 and CH3. Correct? Yeah. Oxygen more electronegative and sulfur is the electropositive. So there is a polarity, but oxygen does not contain hydrogen. So it is a polar aprotic solvent. Correct? So W comes here into the picture, right? Now, next one is a dimethyl formamide, X1, dimethyl formamide, X compound. Okay. So what is a formamide? Formamide is obtained from formic acid. HC double bond O NH2. This is a formamide. Okay, amide of formic acid. Formamide. Now, DMF. What does DMF stand for? Dimethyl formamide. HC double bond O N dimethyl. CH3 and CH3. Now see here, carbon oxygen double bond. Oxygen is what? Electronegative. Carbon is what? Electropositive. Polarity is there. But oxygen does not contain hydrogen attached. So it is a aprotic solvent. Correct? Therefore, X also comes in the picture here. So we have got X also now. Right? So X also comes. Right? Yeah. Next one. Formic acid. Formic acid. Formic acid with the structure. Formic acid structure is H, C, double bond O, H comes. Okay. Here also plus and minus we have got. Here also minus and plus we have got. Polarity is there. So this is a polar. This is a polar. But oxygen contains hydrogen. This is the protic solvent. Protic. So it doesn't come into the picture. Okay. So we have now. Okay. Y is not included here. Y is not included. Correct. So what are the options available now? Options available 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 are available. Since it is a numerical type question, so answer should be 6.00, right? Yeah. Move on to the next question. Question number 8. Major product in the following conversion is. See the given reactant carefully. There is a ether linkage. There is a alkene. There is HBr given excess, like H plus and Br minus excess. You already dealt with the ether reaction with the HBr, right? So we have got ROR, right? Can react with the, let me take R dash, HBr, correct? H plus goes with the oxygen and nucleophile can attack the alkyl group, correct? So we can expect product as ROH plus R dash Br, right? One possibility. X is there given. There is alkene. Whenever alkene is there, let me take simplest alkene, CH3, CH, double bond CH2. This is the propene. Double bond is the propene. Reacts with H plus and Br minus. Can you identify this reaction? This reaction is called the Markovnikov's reaction. Okay, which follows Markovnikov's rule. So what will happen according to the rule? H plus goes to that carbon containing more number of hydrogen and the negative part goes to that carbon containing lesser number of hydrogen. So we'll get CH3, CH, to the middle carbonate we have got Br, then there is a CH3. Now, to answer this question, we must also know the mechanism. Now, what kind of mechanism involved here? Okay, we have got carbocation mechanism. Which one we have got? Carbocation. 3 types of carbocations are there: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now we have to look for the more stable carbocation, right? So I'll write the reaction now. I write the reaction separately. So we have, okay, benzene ring. We have got benzene ring attached, benzene ring. Then you have got OCH3, OCH3. Then there is a CH, double bond CH, then single bond CH3. So let me deal with first ether linkage. You know that H plus always goes with the oxygen. Now, what is remaining? Br minus here. Br minus should attack which carbon atom? This carbon atom is sp3 carbon atom, and this carbon, benzene carbon, is sp2. Okay. So it generally easily attack the sp3 carbon atom, and the bond breaks here. Bond breaks. Now, what about this case? Alkene. So we have got H plus. H plus can go to this carbon atom or can go to this carbon atom, because both the carbons have got same number of hydrogens. Assume it goes to this carbon atom. Okay, then. So let me write the product first. We'll write Br later, Br minus later. Okay. So we'll get now CH3Br, one product, plus phenol derivative, phenol derivative. Okay, phenol derivative. Then CH. Let me break that single bond, double bond into single bond. Then become CH2, then CH3. Now carbocation is generated here. Now see here, carbon carrying the positive charge is directly attached to the benzene. That means it can undergo resonance. So there is a resonance is possible with the benzene ring. And this is the most stable, okay, carbocation. So therefore, Br minus should attack what? The positive carbon atom. So finally, we'll be having OH, then benzene ring attached to the CH, Br, then CH2, then CH3. Right? See the product carefully. Now you have to tell me what is the answer. Okay. So answer is option number, which one? B is the answer, right? So answer is B. Other product they are not given. I, okay. We can make use of HCl, we can make use of HBr, we can make use of HI on the ether. Okay. So let me take directly the reactant given. So there is a benzene ring directly attached to the oxygen, then there is a CH2, then there is a attached to the benzene, correct? Yes. Now let me write here the H plus and I minus, correct? I minus. You know that H plus goes always along with the oxygen. I minus being nucleophile. Nucleophile should attack, general attack, carbon atom, correct? Now this carbon atom, which is on the benzene, sp2 carbon atom. And this carbon atom is sp3 carbon atom. So nucleophile easily attacks which carbon atom? sp3 carbon atom. Okay, sp3 carbon atom. Therefore, where the bond breaks? Bond breaks at this region, right? So therefore, what is the answer? So we'll get a benzene ring attached to the OH group, correct? OH group plus I, then CH2 attached to the benzene, attached to the benzene, correct? Attached to the benzene. Now, tell me the answer. Phenol should be there. Phenol is somewhere here, correct? Then this is called a benzyl iodide, benzyl or benzyl iodide, benzyl iodide. Where is it? In option number 1, 1,4. So what is the answer? Answer is option number C, right? Yes. Question number 10. The reaction can be classified as Williamson ether synthesis, alcohol formation reaction, dehydration reaction, and Williamson alcohol synthesis reaction. Okay. Now here at the end we have got ether. Ether should be ether formation. How ether is formed? Using alkoxide. Alkoxide already we have got here. Then you have got methyl iodide, which is an alkyl halide, correct? Alkyl halide. So reaction between alkoxide and alkyl halide called as Williamson's ether reaction. Therefore, A should be the answer, correct? Now we are given here alcohol with the sodium hydride Na plus H minus. Alcohol, you know that is acidic in nature. Acidic in nature. It can react to the base. So this is a base now. Hydride is a base. Base will easily takes up H plus ion from the alcohol, acidic compound. So it can form sodium alkoxide compound. Correct? Yeah. So answer is a 8 for this reaction, and this reaction called as the Williamson's ether synthesis. Right? If you like this video, please do subscribe RD Chemistry, like and share, and also click bell icon for updates. Thank you.